Hey everyone, this is Mel here coming to you from the Yukon. So we're going to do some yoga with some beautiful mountains in the background, and we'll start with just a slight warm-up. So this is going to be a 30-minute advanced yoga class. So we'll just start right into it. So we're going to start at the very top of our mat. Feet are hips width apart. We're going to take a deep breath in, lift our arms up. And we're just going to exhale, lower down, sweep, inhale, lift, exhale, sweep, inhale, lift, exhale, down, man looking at me from across the street, and all the way down to our toes. So we're going to step one foot back at a time, coming into a full plank. So we want to keep our wrists under shoulders, knees are straight, holding in those inner thighs, clenching everything, holding your abs in. We're just holding here, taking some deep breaths in. So push your shoulders back. Slowly lower down, hovering over the mat. And release all the way down, coming into Cobra. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lifting the feet, holding here. And release down. We're going to turn those toes under, push straight back up, and back into downward facing dog. So we want to push that chest in, head between the biceps. We're going to start to pedal out our heels. Stretch out those calves. Step the left foot in the middle of the mat. Lift the other foot straight up into the air. And hold here in three-legged dog. For a little bit more, you can bend that knee, open the hip up, and just take a look under your armpit. You can see your foot underneath there. So now we're going to pull that knee right into the chest on the exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, in. Inhale, lift. Keep that going. So exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift. Now we're going to pull it all the way in, drop it down, the knee between our hands, and we're just going to sit right here. Our hips are level with the ground, and you can come all the way down to your elbows or right down to the ground, wherever you feel comfortable. So we're just holding that pose. And we're going to bring it back up, stretching up, shoulders back, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And turn that back toe under, right back to that downward facing dog. So once again, pedaling out the heels. Chest in, right foot in the middle of the mat, lift that foot up into the air. Drop that knee if you like. Looking at that foot right underneath your armpit. Square off the shoulders. Try to push that heel down, keeping the knee slightly bent. And pressing forward, exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, in. Inhale, lift. Just keep that going. And pull it in, drop it down, the knee down between the hands. Hips are level with the ground. We're just gonna come right down on that leg, stretching out that inner thigh, outer thigh. Go down as far as you feel comfortable, it's up to you. Bring those hands back down, lifting up, shoulders back, lift the crown of the head up, stretch it out. Turn that toe under, back to that downward facing dog. Good, so now we're just gonna flow through some upper body strengthening. So we're gonna press forward, inhaling to plank. Exhale all the way down to crocodile, hovering over the mat. Release, exhale to cobra. Inhale back, downward facing dog. Keep that going. Inhale forward, exhale lower, release, squeeze, and back. Forward, release, squeeze, and back. Few more times at your own pace. And one last time. And we'll sit it back to that child's pose. So we're going to bring it all the way up, coming into a all four position. We're going to move into a lunge. So we're going to step the right foot forward, turning that back toe under, lift that knee, reaching all the way up, coming into a crescent lunge. So we want to push the hips slightly forward so we feel that stretch in that hip. Arms hold. Now we're going to start to flow. So we're going to inhale, lift. As we exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Up. And down. Good. Keeping that going at your own pace. And we're going to do one more. Holding at the bottom. Hold. Keep those hips forward, back straight. And we're going to reach those hands forward, walking them forward, bringing that back foot up into the air into standing splits. So you can release one hand behind the back. And if you're feeling very confident, you can bring both hands behind, balancing here. And falling over sometimes, but that's yoga. No judgment, no expectations. And bring those hands down, feet are hips width apart, knees are slightly bent. We're gonna bring our hands behind and just kind of hold here, stretching out the back of the legs. Good, release those hands. Now we're going to step the right foot back. Left leg stays forward. We're going to reach it all the way up. Coming into a crescent lunge. And we're going to take a deep breath in as we bring the arms down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Good, one more time. Hold it up. And we're going to push off that back foot, Coming forward, lifting that back foot up into the air, and bring one hand and then the other. If you like, you can keep your hands down on the ground. If you find you're too wobbly, just keep it down. There's no competition, it's just here for practice. Whew. Some days you have the balance and some days you don't. All right, bring it down and forward fold. So let that upper body just hang. You can cross your arms over, elbow to elbow if you like. And just let it hang here. Stretch it out. So we're gonna combine all these movements. Bringing the hands down, we're gonna step the right foot back. Coming up to that crescent lunge. And hands down to downward facing dog. Press forward to plank. Down to crocodile, hovering over the mat. Release to cobra, squeeze the shoulder blades. And sit it back to that downward facing dog. Left foot in the middle of the mat, right foot reaches up. We're gonna swing that foot forward between the hands, coming back to that crescent lunge. And we're gonna step that back foot forward. Reverse swan dive up, bending the knees, hinging the hips, arms reach up. Palms touch, creating that dynamic tension. Hips sit back into that chair. Over to the other side, inhale up, forward fold. Stepping that left foot back this time. Coming all the way up to crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Plank. Crocodile. Cobra. And back to that down dog. Right foot in the middle of the mat, left foot reaches up. Swing it forward to lunge. Crescent lunge. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Palms touch. Hinge back to that chair. Squeeze those hands together. Inhale, lift. Same thing, other side. All the way down. Right foot steps back. Crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Plank. Crocodile. Cobra or up dog, hands on top of the feet on the ground. Down dog. Right foot in the middle of the mat, left foot reaches up. Swing it forward to lunge. Crescent lunge. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, lift. Forward fold. Step that left foot back. Crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Plank. Crocodile. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. Right or left foot in the middle of the mat. Right foot goes up. Swing it forward to lunge. Crescent lunge. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. And sit back to that chair. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower. Good. Now we're going to come to some of our warrior poses. So we're going to step one foot forward. That front foot is facing the front or the back of the mat, whatever you prefer. Back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. So we're going to move into a triangle pose. So arms come out like a warrior two. We want to line that heel up with the back foot. So line it up right in the middle. Arms reach out. You want to extend your arms as far as you can, engaging all the muscles. And we're going to pop our hip towards the back, hinging forward, chest open to the side. Just going as far as we feel comfortable and hold here. So you want to make sure that you're in line, your back is straight, Imagine being against a wall. You want your shoulders right back. We're going to bring this into a reverse warrior, so bend the front knee, hand comes back, stretch it out. And back to that warrior two. So we're going to walk that back foot back a little bit if you need. Bringing that front knee right over top of the ankle, arms reaching out as far as they can. Hold here. Keep those arms engaged. All the muscles throughout your body. Just feel everything contracting. We're going to come into side angle. So this will be an extended side angle. So we're going to bring our hand right down to the ground on the inside of the foot. Other arm reaches up overhead, and you can walk that back foot back so you create a nice long line from your fingertips down to your foot. And roll it forward. Coming into that wide stance straddle, we're going to turn those toes in, heels out. Just let it hang here. Good, now we're going to move to the other side. So we're going to turn those heels in, point the toes out. As we come up, we're just going to do a few poses. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to squat back down into a sumo squat-like position, scooping up some air. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. And lift. Good, next one we're going to hold down. So we're going to bring those palms together, lower them down, and we're just holding here in this position. So we want our back straight, knees to follow our toes. All right, so keep it right down. Push into those hands. Holding here, feel the strength in the legs. Enjoy it, enjoy it. Feels good. And slowly bring it out. Ooh, all right. Turn that back foot out, front foot forward, same thing other side. So we're lining up that heel to the mid back of the foot. Arms reach out, squeeze those arms, pushing them out as far as you can. You want to push the hip out and hinge forward. Coming into that triangle pose, chest back, arms are stacked, one on top of the other. If you find you have any problems with your back or shoulder, you can just bring it up slightly, bring the arm behind your back to relieve that stress on the shoulder. Good, we're going to bring this to a reverse, bend into the front knee. You can walk that back foot out, all the way back, stretch it up. And that warrior two, arms reach, squeeze, 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 reach away from the body. Imagine you're trying to tear your mat apart with your feet, engaging all those muscles. I guess contracting wasn't the best word to use earlier. Now we're going to bring that front hand right onto the inside of that foot. I'm going to walk my foot back a little bit because my legs are not quite where I want them. Arm reaches up, chest open to the side, and hold here and extended. You can also keep your arm up, just coming to extended. Also resting on your knee is an option if that feels more comfortable. Things I should say on the first time around, but I always forget. No judgment. So making sure that knee is right over top of the ankle. Always thinking about our form. And we're going to roll it forward. Coming to that wide stance straddle. Toes in, heels out. Let it hang. Whew. Now we're going to turn those heels in, point the toes out, same thing. Take a deep breath in. This time we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together, pulling our elbows in, drop it down, and squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Up and lower. Good. One at a time. As slow or as fast as you like. It's not a race. Good. One more time. Bring it up and we're going to hold it at the bottom. So bring those arms out to the side, palms up. Again, knees are following the toes. Arms are out, palms are towards the ceiling. We're going to push it out, hold here in the sun pose, and then we're going to try to lift our heels up off the ground. Holding here. And slowly release, take a deep breath in. Woo. Lower down. Good job. All right, walk that back foot in. Bring it back to the top of the mat. So we're going to come down to the mat now, doing a little bit more work with our abdominal area and glutes. So we're going to come all the way down and just stretch it, holding it here. Bring the hands up to shin height, shoulders back, crown of the head pushes forward, nice straight back into monkey pose. Just stretch it out and drop it all the way down, one foot back at a time. Good, stretching out in cat and cow, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. Exhale, inhale. Shoulders back. And bring it to a neutral spine. Good. So we're going to extend our right arm out. Palm faces in, left foot goes out. We're going to exhale as we bring our elbow and knee together underneath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, in. And up. So as we push that foot back, flexing that foot, heel pushes. One more time. And release. Good. Other side, left hand comes up, palm faces in, right foot goes back, flexing that foot. We want to push back. Doesn't matter how high the foot goes, it's best to be at shoulder height and hip height with the heel and the thumb. So we're going to exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, in. Inhale, up. One more time. Bring it back down, sitting back to that child's pose. This time we're going to do wide knee child's pose. So knees out to the edge of the mat, big toes together, hips back to the heels, reach the arms up, forehead kisses the mat. Good, pressing forward. We're going to bring those knees in, drop the elbows down, interlace the fingers. We're going to come to dolphin pose. So we're going to do full dolphin, toes under, hips up, and we're going to push into those elbows and bring the head between the biceps, just hovering over the mat between the forearms. And slowly release those those knees. Coming back up, we're going to bring it around. Coming to a seated position. We're going to reach down for those toes, and your knees can bend. Just go as far as you feel comfortable. I like to keep my back straight, neck follows the spine. Just pulling the chest in more than anything else. And release back, good. Sitting up nice and tall. We're just gonna hold here in staff pose. So hands can be in the lap or down by the side, just not touching. Shoulders back, lift the crown of the head up. Good. All right, I'm just gonna turn around. So we're going to use one leg to guide us all the way back down to the mat. Pull both knees in. And we're just going to rock from side to side, massaging that spine. Good. Keep the knees in. We're going to bring our hands behind our head, moving into a yoga bicycle, which is the same as a regular bicycle in Crunch City. So we're going to extend the right leg out, and we're going to bring the right elbow to the left knee, and switch. Switch. So try to turn at the torso, bringing the elbow right to the knee, turning that whole upper body. Good. A few more times. Nice and slow, always in control. And 3, 2, last one. Good. All right. Turning on our side, we're going to move into side plank. So we're bringing our elbow underneath our shoulder, and we can stack the feet, one in front of the other, one on top of the other. Sometimes I like to switch it up. All right, so we're gonna bring that hip up and arm up towards the ceiling, holding that strong all the way through. And release it down. Good. Switching over to the other side. Same thing. Elbow underneath the shoulder, stacking your feet however you like. One in front of the other, or one on top of the other. And bring that arm straight up, holding here. Nice long line. And release it down. Good. All right. Now we're just going to roll it back. Bring those knees back into the chest. We're going to use our index and middle finger to wrap around our big toes. And we're going to pull those knees right into our armpits. Holding here, stretch out those legs. This is the classier pose of yoga, but it feels superb. Whew. And start to lower those feet down to the ground, bringing our feet hips width apart. We're going to walk those heels into our hips, hands down by our sides, moving into a bridge flow. So we're going to inhale, lift up, palms are down on the ground, nice long line from our shoulders to our knees. And we're going to hold it here. Starting to flow. So we're going to exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift. Down and up. Squeeze those glutes up. Release it down. Squeeze up. Lower down. Oh my gosh. I forgot to turn off my phone. Good. One more time. And release all the way down. Good. Pull those knees in. Good. Now we're just going to stretch out our back. So we're going to bring both feet down to the ground. One leg is going to extend all the way out. So we're going to bring the right out. Arms out to the sides, palms up or down. It's up to you. We're going to push into that left foot. Roll onto our side, stacking one hip over the other. Bring it all the way down. As far as you like, you can use your top hand to bring it all the way over if you like. Or if you prefer, keeping both shoulder blades down on the ground will keep you in alignment. So if that pulls your knee back up a little bit, that's a-okay. But for a little extra stretch, and if it doesn't hurt, pull that knee right to the ground. And release it up. Readjust the hips, same thing other side, extend. Push into that right hip, or that right foot. Roll onto the left hip, drop it across, and reaching. Anyone needs to see that? And bring it back up. Good. Oh, release. And we can come into our final relaxation pose. Just taking a few moments to breathe, relax, let it all go. So just enjoy the silence. And we're going to start to reawaken. Moving our fingertips and toes. Can reach the arms up, stretching long, pointing the toes and fingers. And drop those hands down. We're going to roll onto our favorite side, using our arms as a pillow. Coming into sleeping baby, taking a few deep breaths here before we punch ourselves up. And bring that hand just underneath, pushing up, coming into an easy seated pose. So thank you all for joining me here in the Yukon, doing yoga. It's a good day. Namaste.